The Fremantle Dockers have got themselves out of jail for 2 weeks in a row at the Adelaide Oval.
This fucks up my plan. This is fucking bullshit. Okay? These fucking assholes, these fucking assholes! The fuck is their problem, man? This is fucking typical.
5-9-39 to Fremantle 7-3-45. I'll say that again. 5-9-39 to 7-3-45. Not a halftime score, not at halftime. Lightning delays the game. Propose. I propose we start the season again. Postpone the game and the AFL decides, no, whoever leads at halftime wins the game. But here we are. 5-9-39 to Fremantle 7-3-45. How to not own the moment, Collingwood style, in 2026. I can harp on about the inside 50 entries. I thought it couldn't get worse, but it can. And under 10% goal efficiency for the entire game. 61 inside 50s for 5 goals. That's just unacceptable. And man, this loss is going to sting because 3-2 would have been a lot better than 2-3. And guess what? Next week in Anzac Day, there are no guarantees at this point. So fun at the moment. And it's pretty clear we are a few levels below the best. We can still make finals. We can still make the wildcard round, but we need scalps, and we're not taking scalps at the moment. Smashed against Brisbane, losing this way to Freo, losing to Adelaide a few weeks ago. We beat St Kilda. Professional win. That's all I could say about that. And beating an undermanned, injury-ravaged Giant squad. So that's where we're at. We've got Carlton, who have got 1 win, and Essendon, who haven't won a game in, I don't know how many, I don't know what 17 games or whatever. Yeah, it's a genuine watch. We stand to gain very little outside of bragging rights against historical rivals. In the context of 2026, we have very little to gain from those 2 wins, but we have a lot to lose if we lose one of those 2. We lose both those games. Look out. Look out. And this loss to Freo, almost similar to how we lost to Freo last year by a point at the MCG, where we dominated the stats. We held up well against them. We matched up well. We just couldn't own the moment. This was worse in the final quarter compared to the final quarter last year against Freo. The last 3 games, well, you can actually throw in the draw where the team who dominated the stats, who looked better throughout the 4 quarters, failed to win the game. It's unreal against Freo. 4 close games, and it's bizarro world in terms of the results. 10 scoring shots for Fremantle, and they still win the game. It's the lowest score under Craig McRae, excluding COVID, the lowest score since 2019, where we lost by 44 points to North Melbourne, kicking 5 goals, 7 under a roof. That loss in 2019 was worse compared to this one here. And I am conflicted at times looking back on this game because this game against Freo, not the North Melbourne game, but this game against Freo, 5 goals, 9, but our backline can only do so much. Billy Frampton, Braden Maynard, Isaac Wainor, Jeremy Howe playing his best game of the year and getting through unscathed, thankfully. He's starting to build form, getting into the season. Perryman at times was pretty good. I can't give compliments to Dan Houston, unfortunately, but the backline, the majority of it, for so long, did so well, excluding conceding 3 goals on the fly to start off the 3rd quarter, and we kept Freo goalless for basically 45 minutes. Not just goalless, scoreless for 40 plus minutes, and yet we still lose this game. And I can sit here and pinpoint certain players, but we know what happened. Dan McStay, set shot banana. Just take the set shot, man. You're Dan McStay. Are you good enough to take the set shot? You did it earlier in the game. Why have you decided to go left foot banana? Lockie Schultz, 20 metres out. I mean, that was symbolic of your night. You gave effort. The stats say you had a good game, but the eye test says otherwise. Not just 3 behinds, but there were moments where you were first to the crumbs, you roved it well, and then you decided to zig and zag. We should have just grabbed it and kicked it. There was a miss in the 1st quarter. You had a couple of players, your teammates behind you, where you could have handballed it off with a better angle. Not a better angle, but a clearer shot at goal. You were under pressure in the 1st quarter with that miss where you could have kicked it. There was a right foot banana. You missed. Whatever, and then that set shot 20 metres out, that was symbolic of your night, to be honest. I'm saying that like I'm talking to Lockie Schultz, but eye test, Lockie Schultz could have done better. Jack Crisp, final quarter, has the ball on the wing, goes backwards. I haven't seen you do that since the 2018 grand final. And yeah, Billy Frampton turns it over a few seconds later, so it's not technically your fault, Crisp, but just go long down the line. Like, what's Freo going to do? They're not going to score a goal from the halfback flank at that point. It's a scramble. It's a wet weather scrap at this point. Just be smart, be professional, be a senior player. Just be experienced with this sort of shit. Just, yeah. And Jamie Elliott's Darcy Cameron. Darcy Cameron filling a hole down back did well, but in the ruck against Luke Jackson, and only Luke Jackson, who was a fucking unicorn in that second half. By the way, I know people are going to complain about Oscar Steen not being utilised much in this game, but there were times where, and I'm sorry to say this word, but he was mogged, Oscar Steen, against Luke Jackson. So two centre ball up attendances, whatever you want to call it. But there were times where Luke Jackson just howled Oscar Steen and Darcy Cameron in the stoppages, in the ball ups, wherever around the grounds, and Luke Jackson was clearing his own work. So yeah, he plays much better without Sean Darcy with HIA, Jordan De Goey with the HIA as well. So we'll miss Jordan De Goey against Carlton, and he wouldn't be a guarantee against Essendon, but that's a watch this space with Jordan De Goey. I am talking and rambling all over the place, so I'll just bring up the team stats for the game. It doesn't say a lot, but we did win the disposal count, so it was good to see us match it with Freo's midfield for the most part, and all around the ground for that matter. -9 in contested possessions. We were -6, I believe, in the final quarter. So times get tough. If you want it, you get it. If you want it, you earn it. And Freo earned it in that final quarter. -4 in clearances. We were, I think, -4 in clearances for the final quarter as well. Centre clearances 5 to 8. It doesn't really mean anything, to be honest. I mean, just 4 centre ball ups to start the quarters and 12 goals for the game. So very little to read into that. Plus 35 in tackles. We had an AFL equal record for tackles inside 50 last year against Freo and we lost. 92 tackles for the entire game, 26 tackles inside 50. So can't fault our efforts and our pressure. I did say in the keys to victory, pressure, 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 and we had the pressure. And again, I'll give credit to the back line. I said don't get overpowered against Tracy, Amos, and Voss, and we held up very well. Inside 50s, plus 16, 61 to 45, just 5 goals. It's unacceptable. It's embarrassing at this point. 23% efficiency inside 50. Our efficiency inside 50 right now for the entire season is under 40%. So for every 5 entries inside 50, we score off 2 of them. So yeah, unacceptable. And goal efficiency 8%, Freo 15%, and that's off the back of 3 goals to start the third quarter and back-to-back goals in that final quarter. But look, I praise the back line. I'm going to give praise yet again to Angus Anderson. I'll bring up his stats. 16 disposals, 10 effective disposals. So efficiency wasn't there, but his effort was there. And there were times in the third quarter where he was like, get on my back, boys. A first gamer doing that shit. 482 metres gained. He kicked a goal, 2 clearances as well, 6 tackles, 5 marks, and 3 inside 50 entries, 3 score involvements, and 3 intercepts. He can do it around the ground. So Angus Anderson won't get dropped. But if he has, not a worse game, but if he has like a 10 disposal game and doesn't have much of an output against Carlton, I can see him getting dropped. Oscar Steen has a good debut game. He hasn't been utilised since, to be honest. Angus Anderson has a good debut game. I'm worried if he's going to be utilised the same way against Carlton, against Essendon. Does that mean we bring in Sam Swaddling the way we're going with our debutants? They're showing the way, but it's our senior heads, our premiership players, players with experience, just times where they lose their heads, they don't take the moment. We fumbled the bag and the win. But if I had to summarise this game in one sentence, Collingwood worked harder, Fremantle worked smarter. That's a microcosm of life. Sorry to bring this up on a weekend, but it is what it is. So yeah, this review, this analysis, my opinions are all over the place, but yeah, I don't know how to structure this, to be honest. It's a disappointing loss, 6-point loss. We bounced back. I was confident, but I think I was being naive in the end. Carlton, Essendon, again, we stand with very little to gain, but a lot to lose in those 2 games. And if we lose in the next fortnight, look out. But I'm going to wrap up this video here. I have no plans for a Sunday or even a Monday upload, to be honest. I'm going to do the round 6 preview against Carlton, upload that on Tuesday night. Team selections, final word Wednesday night, and then the review of the round 6 game either Friday night or Saturday morning. That's a watch this space. I'll figure that out in the coming days. If I think of something I can talk about in the next 48 hours, I'll do so. But that's a watch this space. Follow me on Instagram Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Give the video a like. Share your thoughts down below. I sound like a broken record. Yeah, I don't want to sound like a broken record discussing Collingwood's woes, inside 50 entries, matchups in the middle, you name it. It's a lot to figure out. I'll let Craig McRae, the coach, figure that out. I don't want Gary Lyon on my ass being a content creator talking about the game. I have a microphone. I will use it to the best of my ability. But I'm going to try my best to have a good weekend, and you should as well. Please be well, please be safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Up the pies.